LOL take two. LOL take two. LOL take two. Now listen. The Greek philosopher Plato famously wrote, "Our need will be the real creator," which evolved over time into the English proverb, "Necessity is the mother of invention," which means if we need something, we'll invent it. We humans can be amazing creators. And absolutely, if we are getting tired of picking up our food with our fingers, we invent a fork. If we want to waste hours, possibly years of what's left of our lives, we invent social media. Or if our relationships are having dry spells, we invent free online porn. I would add to that proverb, procrastination is the mother of invention. We all have things we need to do or should do. Growing up, we had our moms and dads nagging at us or threatening us with withholding allowances if we shirked our duties. But when we become adults and are out on our own, nobody is over our shoulder saying, "You really need to Marie Kondo all that clutter that's grown in your closet," or "Your cargo shorts, aka your post-COVID purse pants, are getting tight," and the relaxed fit designation on the tag indicates they are already not the size you claim your waist to be, and you need to get your sagging butt out on a 4-mile walk. Or, "It's been a month and I have 2 lame sentences written for my next podcast, and I really need to get writing. Okay, I'll get busy, but wait. I'll go run the dishwasher or pick up dog poop or do something I really hate doing in order to avoid something I should be doing or really like doing, like writing." Oh, it's insane. I am a master procrastinator. I earned my PhD in procrastination from the School of Hard Knocks. There are dozens, perhaps hundreds of books on the subject of procrastination. A simple guide to hacking laziness and overcoming procrastination. Or Eat That Frog, 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating. A guide to effective dawdling, lollygagging, and postponing. I reserved a few at the Glendale Public Library as research for this podcast, but to be honest, I procrastinated picking them up, and so they went back onto the shelves. I have to admit that over the decades, some of my favorite things I've created or invented have come from procrastination. I didn't want to deal with my painful middle school years in 1970s Iowa, so my friend Tony and I created a theater and film company in my garage. Even this podcast series came out of my procrastinating the wretched task of submitting cover letters and my comedic essays to magazines. I had a half-dozen rejection letters saying, "We like your writing, but..." In my procrastination, I thought, why don't I just record these myself, edit them, and get them out there? And here we are, 5 years and 50 episodes later with listeners all over the world. Screw you, little magazines. I don't need your raggedy $25 payment for publishing one of my essays that maybe 10 people will read. Best of all, I can record them in my underwear. No, I don't do that. Well, not often. One thing you can't procrastinate on are the upcoming holidays, which come barreling down the train track seemingly faster and faster each year. Once Halloween happens, it's a slippery slope to the Rose Parade. It really starts with the whole daylight savings time thing. Why are they still doing that? I thought they were going to knock it off, but every 6 months it rears its ugly head. I'm fine with the days getting shorter. It happens. And then they get longer, something to look forward to. But this sudden jump on a single Saturday night and suddenly Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest are telling us how to cope with seasonal affective disorders while making cheese and pepper skillet dip, like we need more things to worry about. In one of my motherlands, Sweden, they have the Santa Lucia festival when things get really dark in December. Yes, my gene pool has more motherlands than a mutt at the dog pound. But I kind of like it because I can pick and choose the best food and traditions of the lot, and the Swedish Santa Lucia is right up there with the best. They get some poor girl who looks like Agneta from ABBA to balance 8 burning candles on her head while singing the beautiful Santa Lucia song and leading a procession, all the while trying to avoid dripping hot wax. Now I know in some circles that's a good first date, but I digress. I don't even think Santa Lucia gets any prizes or anything. She does have this train of little Santa Lucia handmaidens, or as I like to call them, her candle bitches, trailing behind her. Lucky for them, they only have to carry one burning candle in their hands. And let's face it, you know they're all angry that they weren't chosen to be Santa Lucia. Bitter, table for 8. My mom said that when she was in high school, she got mad because she never got to be Santa Lucia and was always a handmaiden. If there are boys in the Santa Lucia procession, they have to wear white dresses and dunce caps on their heads pasted with stars. One extra piece of white fabric over their faces and it would look like a KKK rally. But the song is pretty, and I'm sure they get to eat their fill of Swedish meatballs afterward, which makes it all worth any second-degree burns. Then the Christmas traditions begin. 36 years ago, when Bill and I first got together, we started buying a yearly Jadro Christmas bell. I don't know how that all got started because neither of us are really tchotchke collector types. The Jadro bells are pretty, and I guess it represented another year we made it through. And it was one of those things that once we started it, I think we both were secretly worried that if we didn't get one, the relationship would end. Kind of like the ravens at the Tower of London. Legend is that if the ravens disappear, so will England. So we kept buying the damn bells every year. The packaging kept getting chintzier, and of course they keep raising the price. We'd set them all out on our piano every year at Christmas time and then pack them away. I don't think we ever thought about how crowded the top of the piano would get after 3.5 decades, and it's really crowded now. It's like an episode of Gay Hoarders. We used to store the porcelain bells in our garage in a big box that was marked Jadro Christmas Bells. Many years ago, before remodeling, the side door to our garage wouldn't lock. That meant that we really had to be careful about keeping the gate to our backyard locked. One morning, I went out to find that I hadn't padlocked the gate after bringing in the trash cans. I went into the garage, got in my car, and noticed my glove box was open. Uh-oh, that was weird. I don't usually leave that open. Then I noticed that my expensive mag flashlight was gone. On closer inspection, we found that somebody had entered our garage in the middle of the night and helped themselves. We had a drill and drill bit set stolen. I had a bag of backup socks and underwear, gone. But right next to where the drill was, there sat the well-marked box filled with Jadro Christmas bells, even then worth several $1,000s. Evidently, our prowler wasn't a gay guy, or he would have taken those and skipped the gold-toed socks. Of course, now everything is on lockdown and stored in more secure places. Live and learn and lock your gates and doors. Amazon said they only had 3 Jadro Christmas bells in stock this year, so yes, I took the bait and ordered one. It'll be here tomorrow, and our relationship should make it another year. Now, in all honesty, I started this podcast back in early November, and now it's December, and I was feeling crappy about that. Why am I procrastinating on this one? This morning in the LA Times, there was this article that fascinated me about the people of Ukraine. They were invaded earlier this year by stupid Russia, and the article said that in spite of it all, they are keeping the arts alive in the midst of this hideous year. There's a stage production of Caligula, which chronicles a murderous dictator, yeah, you, Vladimir, playing to packed houses. Sometimes during the middle of the show, they have to evacuate because of air raids. I guess a commitment to high culture has been intrinsic to Ukraine's wartime resolve. They've continued classical concerts, opera and ballet, jazz, and plays like this one as a show of defiance and to get through this horrible time. The Kyiv Philharmonic performed by candlelight because the electric grid had been taken down. I was blown away by this article. It's kind of like at the end of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, when the people of Whoville have lost everything, yet they are singing Fa hu fores, da hu dores, which loosely translated from Ukrainian means, up yours, Putin. I suddenly felt kind of silly having worried so much about my little podcast. How amazing that these Ukrainian people are using art to help them get through a very difficult time. Yes, the holidays too can be stressful. Okay, not having your country invaded stressful, but stressful nonetheless. Unfulfilled expectations. Loneliness, even in a crowd of yahoos wearing Santa hats singing carols off-key at Disney Hall. Feeling like another year has come and gone and all you've accomplished is gaining 10 pounds or getting Santa Lucia candle wax in your hair. But we can take a moment, or 10, and listen to or create a piece of music or write a story or just stop and take time out from everything. And it can be kind of amazing. And like the rocket that NASA just shot into the asteroid, doing so can tweak your course a bit and get you out of your head. You can invent something, finish your podcast, give somebody a laugh, or simply have a moment's peace staring at your favorite spun glass Christmas ornament on the Christmas tree that you scooped up when you visited Lake Como, Italy. Enjoy the good parts of the holidays, kids, and heed this tip from the ghost of Christmas past. Don't store the Yadro Christmas bells or your backup underwear in your unlocked garage.
LOL take two. LOL take two. LOL take two.